be looking at a bad essay today, and then you're going to be done with your language arts for today. So hang in there. This time I'm going to need your help fixing up an essay that's not so good. It does not have all the parts, so it's not going to be as easy for us to highlight. All right, let me read it to you first, then we'll go back and look for the parts. Most people haven't heard of this charity. It helps people in times of need. Most people will need help at some time in their lives. If people have a fire, this charity will help. I think we should donate our money to this charity. This charity is really helpful and will help a lot of people who are in need. First, my first reason is because it helps with professional training. If people have a fire, this charity will help. They do a great job giving training. Training is good to have, especially when it's professional. A lot of people need training, and this charity really helps with that. Second, equipment. They help people buy equipment, which they really need to fight fires. They buy fire departments a lot of stuff that they need. Third, a lot of firefighters die each year. That's really hard on families. Families are really sad when someone they love dies. It's too bad that so many firemen die each year. They're trying to be helpful. As you can see, we should donate to this charity. It helps people in times of need. If people have a fire, this charity will help. They do so much for our nation, and it's time to give back. All right, now this is an example of an essay that when you look at it, it looks good. It has a lot of words in it. It even is organized into paragraphs, but it doesn't have a lot of content. It really doesn't have a lot of good stuff in it. Okay, so we're gonna find the things that it does have first, and then we're gonna talk about some of the things that could be fixed up. All right, so first of all, kudos to this group that they do have their transition words. That's something that they're very good at. They even put a comma after it. So compliments to them that they got that part taken care of. They even have a transition word at the very end for our conclusion. All right, so awesome. All right, now I do see a topic sentence right here. This paragraph is talking about professional training. Okay, the whole paragraph is dealing with professional training. Perfect, that makes it really clear as a reader. I know what that paragraph's about. Okay, this one, kind of good. This paragraph is about equipment, but I want you to think right now, what would need to be fixed a little bit to make it better? You're right, it's not a complete sentence. They would have to say something like, the Firefighter Support Foundation provides equipment. There's no verb in here, okay? So this isn't good quite yet, but it could get there. All right, now, this paragraph is not about how my organization helps firefighters die each year, right? That would be weird. So this is missing a topic sentence. The topic sentence should go right here. Hey, what's this paragraph about? It's about how my organization helps with survivors and assists the survivors. So there is no topic sentence here, okay? Now, as far as supporting details go, it would be really tempting for me just to go and highlight all of that in pink. However, I want you to consider the details that are there. Do they really support this information about professional training? Is it really good evidence? If people have a fire, this charity will help. They do a great job training people. Training is good to have, especially when it's professional. A lot of people need training, and this charity helps with that. Okay, what I see there in front of me is what I kind of call duh, like stuff that we already know, right? So there is no proof that this individual even went to a website to read about the professional training. They could have just made up stuff. They're kind of repeating the same thing over and over and telling us kind of like duh stuff that we already know. So yeah, it's supporting details, but it's not good at all, okay? So I don't even know if I'm gonna highlight it in pink. All right, for equipment, okay? Let's see if these all deal with equipment. They help people buy equipment, which they really need to fight fires, you know, okay? They buy fire departments a lot of stuff that they need, yeah, okay? Again, it does go along with equipment, but it's not specific. It isn't something that is, you know, obviously coming from a website. They're just repeating the same thing over and over. Okay, what I'd love for them to do is tell me what stuff, like be specific about that. They help people buy equipment. Okay, tell me how much money they give them, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it could be pink, but right now it wouldn't help persuade me to help out this charity. Okay, so let's say that this one did have a topic sentence, and let's say it was talking about helping with survivors assistance. Okay, a lot of firefighters die each year. Okay, tell me how many. That would be good if they told me how many. That's really hard on families. Well, yeah, we kind of know that, right? Families are really sad when somebody they love dies. Yeah, and you know, unfortunately that's true, but at the same time, it's an opinion. It's not factual evidence. It's too bad that so many firemen die each year. Yeah, even though it's, you know, it is too bad. It's, again, opinion. It's not something from a website. They're trying to be helpful. Okay, so yeah, maybe they could be pink, but it's not good evidence. So they're really going to struggle when somebody's looking at this. So I'm not even going to bother putting it in pink. Okay, now let's look at the introductory paragraph and the conclusion paragraph. They should have two parts, right? They should have a attention getter, and they should have a thesis statement. And that thesis statement should tell the three things that we're going to talk about. All right, so first of all, we said we were going to talk about professional training, we were going to talk about equipment, and we were going to say how the Firefighter Support Foundation provides assistance to survivors, right? Okay, so let's say that I actually had that, and that would be one of the things I would need to list. Okay, do you see that list? Professional training, equipment, and survivors up here at all? No, so they do not have a thesis statement yet. Okay, if we look down here, do they have that listed anywhere down here? No, so they do not have a thesis. They would need to add a thesis in both locations. Okay, well, do they have an attention getter? I don't know. Is there anything that really hooks us in? Most people haven't heard of this charity. It helps people in time of need. Most people need, I don't know. It's just kind of like repeating the same thing over and over. I don't see a quotation. I don't see a question. I don't see an interesting fact. I don't see them describing something to help us picture it. So I think they can do a better attention getter. So I'm not even going to give them an orange. Okay, how about here? We should donate to this charity. It helps people in times of need. If people have a fire, this charity will help. They do so much for our nation. It's time to give back. Okay, great. They've got, an exclamation point down here. But again, they're not using any of those techniques that are meant to bring people in. So no attention getter at the bottom either. Okay, now one thing that you guys, if I had you with the ability to talk back to me, one thing that I know that a lot of you picked up on this is this. Most people haven't heard of this charity. Until I typed this, they never even said the name of their charity, right? A lot of you were thinking that, which is super good that you picked up on that. Okay, if you're talking about the Firefighter Support Foundation, put it up here for sure, right? And then instead of saying this charity, this charity, this charity, go ahead and repeat the name of your charity from occasion so that people know what you're talking about. Really push through that point that you're trying to make. Okay, so we looked at this one today so you could know what to avoid. You can't just write down a whole bunch of things and make them look like paragraphs. You actually have to go and find the parts, okay? And you can certainly rewatch this video if you want to look at good essays so that you can make sure you have all those parts so that when it's time for you to write your pen pal letter next week and when it's time for you to write your charity essay at the end of the month, that you are gonna have a lot of success. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and please send me any emails if you have any questions, and I will be here to help you out. Take care. Bye.